Hey, this is Carla from the Butcher Babies.
This is George Corner Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hey, this is Rex from Kill Devil Hill. It's Wednesday 13. This is Dad from Devil Driving.
This is Odorous from Quad. You're listening to Rabid Noise
on Rabid Radio.
Turn it up.
Welcome to Rabid Noise on Rabid Radio. That was the Vulture's voice from Vesselborn's latest album, Stateless. And joining me from the band is my good buddy, Shaun Coar. What's going on, man?
Hey, Nev, how you doing, mate?
Good, man. Well, the album has just come out recently, and it's epic. It seems to be really well received by, like, not just, the punters, but media as well.
Yeah, we've been lucky to get some really good feedback from it, so we're stoked. We, when you put that much work into getting it all done, it's really great to have it received well. And I mean, in the end, we just want to make people happy with the music that we make. So, it's good that we get good response.
Oh man, it's epic. It's so epic, as I said, man. I'm really, really digging it. Well, I first met you a few years ago when you were fronting Bound for Ruin. But with this band, how did it all come about? With these guys after you calling Bound for Ruin, calling it a day.
I've been friends with Aaron Fisher, the bassist in Vesselborn, for quite some time. Before Bound for Ruin, I was in a band called This Collision, and he was in that band with me. So it was a kind of a matter of like when I had the Northlane audition stuff happening and the BFR breakup was sort of happening at the same time. Aaron reached out to me and said, we're in need of a vocalist, and we've been sitting on this project that we've already recorded for quite some time. Would you be interested in auditioning? And that's sort of how it all came to be.
That's awesome, man. Where'd you record it?
At Studio Anders De Beers with Adam Merker. I've done stuff with him through Bound for Ruin before, and way earlier down the piece I did some stuff with Saratu, like in the early 2000s.
Merker's the best, man.
Yeah, he is. He's I've never quite, like, I think when it comes to like recording vocals, having a good tone from the outset and not working to get a good tone as far as like compression and EQ is concerned, is such a leg up. Like, if you've got to spend a lot of time just getting the right EQs, or something's not quite sitting right in the mix, it can really sort of hamper things. But when you get, from the moment I started working with Adam, I've always stepped in there and it's just always worked out. And he's just a really great guy to work with. He just wants like the best out of you and the best product that you can get.
I found when I've worked with him in the past myself, he does come up with some awesome ideas too that'll really make you think. Did you find that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like he'll challenge you, like, and especially like if he feels like a part isn't up to scratch, and he wants to know what else is in the bank, and it kind of like sort of livens your senses up a bit, and you sort of want to create something better. And he will throw ideas at you, and you sort of bounce off each other until you come up with the best thing.
That's what you want, man. Instead of some dude just going, yeah, record, do it again.
Yeah, and in terms of harmonies as well, like, I mean, Adam had a lot of great ideas. Like, before I was recording with Adam, like, I had a bit of trouble because I was listening to like too much Alice in Chains and all that sort of stuff, and in reference to harmonies. And I think working with Adam sort of just made me sort of think about what was best for my voice, what harmonies worked best for me, and in the end it kind of worked. He
can sing as well. He's got a really good voice.
Yeah, he's got a pretty decent voice on him. We've harmonized with each other many times when we're trying to nut out ideas and stuff like that. So he could definitely hold his own in the tone territory. So yeah, he can sing.
That's one thing. Like, I didn't know about him. I knew he was, an awesome engineer and producer and guitarist, but voice as well. He's a man of many talents. So it definitely comes through, with working with you guys as well. And
yeah, I mean, and like any band that like loves good guitar work as well. I mean, he used to be in a band called Sarkis back in the day, and their guitar work was exceptional, and like he had a lot to do with that, especially with like formulating the sound and what have you. So when it comes down to nutting guitar parts out, it's the same as the vocals. He just wants the best outcome, and he's always sort of forthcoming with ideas, but he also wants those ideas to be your own as well. He's kind of good like that, so you do retain your own individuality as you go in there.
He's an absolute legend. Well, here's a bit of a generic question. I hate to ask it, but I am curious. What's the origins of the band name, Vesselborn?
Vesselborn is simply that, you're born on a vessel. Like I was just looking for stuff for a band name, and I was just looking up a bunch of Latin names, and I think the explanation for a certain Latin term was in there was vessel born, and it just means born at sea. And I did a little bit more research on it, and it was just a lot of the times the rules of if you're born in international waters, that you don't really attain any citizenship until you reach land, and then even then it's actually quite a hard process to determine which country you actually belong to. And I found it interesting and funny that it takes that process to get through there, because I just think people are just citizens of the world. We're all on this big spinning blue thing in the middle of the universe, and the idea that what little patch of dirt that you inhabit has anything to do with anything. It just makes me giggle a bit sometimes.
Well, yeah, that's really cool, man. Well, as a metaphor,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man, I dig it. It just really suits the music and suits you guys. It's very cool. Well, we're going to go to the track Dressing a Dead Man from Stateless now, and we'll be back very soon on Rabid Noise.
Hey guys, just want to take a minute to give a shout out to our podcast supporters, RW Promotion, who are the best in the business when it comes to printing posters, flyers, banners, badges, business cards, you name it. They've got what it takes to help you get everything you need to help spread the word about your band or business, and with a blistering turnaround, they'll make sure you get your product ASAP. So get in touch with Richard and the team at www.rwpromotion.com.au or shoot them an email at info@rwpromotion.com.au. Also want to give a shout out to the guys at Blacklight Art and Design, who in my opinion are the Gold Coast best screen printers. So, we've gotten many band shirts and even our own Rabid Noise shirts done through these guys, and they've also got one of the fastest turnarounds I've ever seen. So all quality prints at competitive prices. So whether it's band merchandise, sporting teams, promotional garments or workwear, they've got you covered. So hit them up at www.blacklightad.com.au or email them at info@blacklightad.com.au. So big thanks to those guys for helping us to bring you this podcast each and every week, and for, of course, supporting the metal scene. So now it's back to Rabid Noise.
And we're back with Shaun from Vesselborn now. Well, you've hit the road recently for a mini tour in support of the album, and it kicked off, as you mentioned before, in Sydney. How was that show, man?
To be honest, we opened, so it was it's very much just a sort of a work in progress. Playing shows down south and sort of carving in a foothold into like interstate places. But we did make a hell of an impression when we played down there, and we ended up selling CDs, and the one person that buys a CD and then goes to the next person and gives us a rap, like the media has recently, then we're doing good work, and hopefully we get to do that next week in Melbourne, and at home at Ye Gods on in Brisbane on the 5th, I think.
Let me get this right. You're playing Melbourne this Friday night, right?
Yes.
And then the night after, you're going to be playing Ye Gods in Brisbane too.
Yes.
That's hectic, man.
It's fun. That's what you should be doing. Like that, I think that's what we live for, is like musicians to, play night after night in the next place. That's what I want to be doing as a full-fledged career. Is no gaps, just gigs.
It's the dream, isn't it, man?
It is.
Just jamming out. But Melbourne's a little bit of a walk from Brisbane, though.
Yeah, it is. We'll just hop straight onto a plane and in the morning and get back in Brisbane in time for you guys. We're getting a lot of help out from the band down south with gear and stuff like that, so we don't have to take everything down with us. So it's all been pre-planned, and we can't wait to play some shows down there and make the same impressions we have been up here. That's
kick-ass, man. And the lineup for Ye Gods of Metal, that looks fucking amazing, man. You got Orpheus Omega, Chronolith, Kaiser Suze, Triamera, Amicable Treason, and of course you guys. What are you looking forward to the most about the gig, apart from sinking a few beers with the dudes?
Well, we always like hanging out with the guys in Chronolith. I'm good friends with those guys, and it's pretty much just a big homecoming and sort of touching base with a lot of the guys that are out there in the scene. And there's a lot of great bands on that bill, so we're going to check that out, particularly Amicable Treason. I do love those guys, and Kaiser. I've been friends with the guys in that band for ages, and the Globe is a good venue. Like, it's just to play, it's got a cool vibe to it. I like playing there, so yeah, it's just about hanging out.
It looks like it's just going to be huge, man. It's a really good lineup this year.
And David G's done a lot of work to sell pre-sold tickets. Like, a big shout out to David G. I think they've sold somewhere close to 300, maybe more tickets for this thing. So it's going to be a big day.
Plus, the people just rocking up for the night on the door. It's
absolutely.
Huge.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Oh man, I can't miss that. So everyone should get along to that. So what's next for you guys? You got more shows coming up in the new year, more recording. What's the plan?
A couple more shows. I know of a show that we're going to be playing at Brightside on the 2nd of January. That's the next one we have coming up, but that hasn't been officially announced yet, so you've got the exclusive for that one.
Awesome.
And we're just really keen to do some more writing. The EP was been in the works for quite some time, especially for the guys that were in the band before me. Like, they had that project going for quite some time, so I think they're pretty keen to do some writing and grow a little bit. The material that they're writing now is just a far step ahead of what we've already done, so I can't wait to show what we're capable of. It's going to be pretty special.
Sounds like it's going to be a big year next year, man.
Yeah, hopefully.
So this gig on the 2nd of January, who's that with? Well, you can't say.
No, I can't say. I know A Breach of Silence is on that one, and there's a couple others on the bill as well. I just can't remember off the top of my head. I only just got the approval this morning, so you got in first.
Ah, cool. Man, that's going to be awesome, man.
Yeah, it should be fun, man. Brightside's a good venue. It's a great PA, and I got along to the tribute show for Glenn Barry on Friday, the previous Friday, and that was absolutely amazing as well. So it's going to be a good show.
Awesome, man. Well, we're going to go to the track Let Chaos Reign from Stateless now. Man, it was great to catch up with you again, and of course, you're going to have to keep in touch.
Absolutely, man. I love coming up on Rabid Radio, so anytime you're willing to have me, I'll touch base, man.
Always welcome, bro. We'll catch you soon.
All right, cheers, mate.